Hey, good morning, Barry.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming out here. I know you've been interested in getting the new Cascadia. This choice is again, the old Cascadia done very well. It's a Cascadia Evolution. You think, Curtis, what has this vehicle improved upon on the last generation? Well, we're up to about an 8% fuel economy increase. You notice the front of this vehicle, truck is very aerodynamic. What they've been able to do is splay the frame out, actually lower the engine a little bit. Allowed the slope of the hood to come down more. With that slope down, it gives you better aerodynamics, also increases the visibility for the driver. There you can see a pedestrian walking out across the front. You have two packages with the new Cascadia. You can get an Aero, which has the fairings and a 20-inch fender extenders, or you can go with the Aero X. That's our most fuel efficient package. That it goes out to a 24-inch fender extension. You notice here, if you get the Aero X package, you have a larger bumper. That bumper has a larger air dam. What you're trying to do is push the air away from the vehicle, okay? Again, aerodynamics. The bumper, two-piece bumper, can be removed within 2 minutes. What you notice, LED headlights. Full LED headlight offers better visibility, reduced glare for the driver. You do have optional fog lights. Bumper, the mirrors, the breakaway mirrors, the full side skirts, fairings, these are all components that are part of the Aero package. It allows the air to keep moving down along the side of the truck. Freightliner partnered with Flow Below, made an easy push button system that allows the easier serviceability, checking tire pressure. What's that mean to you with all the aerodynamics? Money in your pocket. Our axles, okay? We have a fully integrated power system, okay? All our powertrain is fully integrated. We have a axle lube management system. You say, what is that? In our axles, it's an option that you can have an ALM system. It applies oil when it's needed to the ring and pinion gear. So instead of it just constantly slapping oil is going to reduce your fuel efficiency. With this system, it allows you to have a metered amount of oil being sprayed on the ring and pinion, okay? Again, not one piece is going to make a big difference, but you take from the front of the truck to the back of the truck, the gearing, all these are little components that help you save money. I want to talk more about the powertrain. You have a DT12 automated transmission that integrates not only with the axles, but with your DD15 engine. Keeping the truck on the road, very important. Serviceability. With a DD15, you have a top-selling engine in its class, offers up to 50,000-mile oil change intervals. Ease of use. Notice how everything's on this side to check the engine, check the fluids, servicing, oil filter, fuel filters, all your components. These are all items to keep the truck on the road. Clearly marked visible hoses and lines. What Freightliner did was they redesigned the front suspension. What that did was it gave a softer ride. Okay, you don't have to do a AirTech suspension anymore. You can use our standard spring. Freightliner also looked at the gearbox. How could they improve that? Typically in a truck, the driver fights a little bit of wandering. They were able to tune the gearbox and reduce a couple percent off of the movement in that steering wheel. What that does is gives a better driver experience. He's not fighting the steering wheel as much. We also went to a new loom process versus the split loom that used to attract a lot of water. This loom is great for abrasion, but it also dries, allows the water to come out of it. And this is used all the way back on the truck. Windshield one piece, it's going to be easy to view out of. You don't have a seam down the center, so it's going to be something when the driver's looking out, he's going to be able to see it a little bit better. So with all those items, ease of access, ease of use, very good serviceability. What's that mean to you, Barry? More money in your pocket, savings. Another thing, with the Cascadia, you have a nice soft hooding hood. Going over the days of that loud boom in the shop. Let's look inside, Barry. I want to go over some of the features. Very large door opening, extra handles here. Very ease of access for the driver. So Barry, when we talk about the new Cascadia, part of that's going to be the driver experience. Instead of having gauges all over the place, you have one area where most of the communication that's going to go back to the driver is in a very accessible area. So we want to keep the driver's eyes on the road, and we want to allow him to use his switches here, okay? Reducing the amount of time he's going to have to put his hands over here. Speaker controls, radio controls, all of these items are here. The dash is laid out in a way very ergonomically. Everything's very straightforward. The egress, the use for the driver, very easy. Notice the controls, large. Bluetooth radio, that's very important for hands-free operation. Steering wheel's fully adjustable, the seat's fully adjustable. These are the new leather seats that they're offering. They are heated and cooled. Comfort, we want the driver to be comfortable, good visibility out of the dash with the slope to it. What do all these comfort features mean for you? More money in your pocket. In 2018 now, trucks are required to have your ELD system, it's your electronic logging device. So you have an optional space here where from the factory we can put a Zonar system. Zonar is going to allow you to connect to your Detroit Assurance, your Detroit virtual technician, the Detroit connectivity. It's going to allow you to see what the driver's doing. What it's going to do for the driver is it's going to allow him to log his trips. It's going to allow him to have a GPS function. It's going to allow him to look at different features of the vehicle. With Zonar, it also communicates through virtual technician if there's a problem with the engine, problem with the transmission. Again, Detroit powertrain is fully integrated. All these systems are talking to one another. The Zonar with the new 2020 tablet, these are functions that will allow the driver to just communicate, not only see what the truck's doing, but you sitting in your office will be able to see what the truck's doing. Virtual technician will notify the driver. On the outside of the truck, notice on the front bumper, there was a little radar module. That module allows the adaptive cruise to function. Just like on cars, the truck can keep a safe distance behind. So that adaptive cruise allows the driver to set the cruise control, which again helps optimize fuel, but allows him to keep a safe distance away from the vehicle. You also have lane assist, okay? So with the camera system, it's monitoring the lanes. It allows the truck to be able to stay within the lanes. If the driver goes outside of that, it's going to give him an audible sound, allow him to correct. You also have an optional video capture. We're talking about safety, okay? It's allowing the truck to communicate back with the driver. It's aiding the driver in brake application and different forms and different functions. What is that going to do for me? More money back in your pocket. Being a previous mechanic, I know how long it takes sometimes to diagnose electrical problems. What Freightliner was able to do was create an eVault. They also reduced the PDM. So instead of 3 power distribution modules, there's now 1. And instead of 2 SAM modules, there's now 1. All the electronics are in this system here. Pretty much anything you're going to service. Your fuses, your fuse panel, your relays. What's that mean again? Less downtime. Why? When the technician comes to troubleshoot an issue with electronics, he can do so right here. Also within a few screws, he can move the funnel out of this eVault and he can go in the back to look at the electronic control modules that are placed in behind. You also have access to your cabin air filter, blower motor, quite a bit of access behind your dash. The driver's on the road checking a fuse, just a simple few clicks allows the panel to go right back on, down the road you go. Let's go into the sleeper compartment. What we have is fuel efficiency, big point, 8% increase over the previous generation, plus with the Aero X package. We have the safety equipment, Detroit Assurance 4.0, pick up a G in braking, you pick up pedestrian movement in front, lane assist, all that with the Detroit Assurance package. Uptime, so you have an eVault, very good serviceability, easy access in the engine compartment, everything clearly marked. You have a fully integrated powertrain. Again, connectivity. You have the engine talking to the transmission. Those components are talking to the driver. They're talking to the service manager back at the shop. You also connect that with your Zonar tablet. The tablet can be brought back here. The driver can sit down, update his logs, do what he has to do. You also have your quality of the truck itself. Know that the countless hours of engineering process, over 3 million miles, they had 30 different trucks running and logged a lot of miles, okay, 3 million miles on testing this with the tight seal of the new body to help reduce the amount of water getting in. The way the components with direct current, they're able to tighten everything down. The materials, the quality of everything is second to none in this industry. Again, all those savings, Barry, is more money in your pocket. Like that. So with everything I've showed you, Barry, what do you think about the new Freightliner Cascadia?
Well, Curtis, with all this money that I'm going to be saving, I got to tell you, it looks like the new Cascadia is the right truck for me.